I don't know. After hearing him calm and talking about the tether story, it's probable.
Just go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
Flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
There we go. What's going on? How's everyone doing? Happy Thursday night. I decided to go on camera for this one. Didn't shave. Nope, didn't shave. Not wearing a hat right now. I'll put a hat on in a minute. But I wanted to say a few things because I've gotten a lot of questions. A lot of comments asking why I was demonetized. So I'm just going to make a video on it. And I'm going to say what happened, and then I'm going to play some court. But while I'm talking about it, if anyone has any questions, just ask. I'll answer them as long as I see them. It's also very important. I'm not really good at reading the chat while I'm talking. All right. Demonetization. Let's talk about it. I broke a few rules. I went a month without adding anything to any videos. Yeah, no, it is your fault. I do blame you. Yeah, absolutely. You told me that I was okay, and I wasn't. All right, so let's talk about it. No, it had nothing to do with it. I got real lazy. You guys all know. You guys all been here. You've seen my videos. I went a month without showing my face, saying a word. All I was doing was trying to be the fastest person to put up court clips. And my channel was growing. My channel was growing real fast. So I just kept doing it. Kept going at it every single day, throwing out, the freshest court clips without any commentary, without anything. I had my intro on it. I had my little case dividers on it, but it's I didn't do anything to the videos. Yeah. So I got hit with reused content. That's what happens. I got lazy because my channel was growing really fast, and I was really excited about it. And that's what happened. So that's why I now talk more in my videos. That's why I now am demonetized. But that's why I pause the videos and actually talk, and then try to explain what's going on, give my opinion, even though sometimes I have no opinion. I just try to talk. You guys all see it. But that's why. I wanted to create a video where I could point people towards when they ask. Because I still, in every single one of my videos, people ask why I was demonetized. So I'm going to start adding this link to my description just so hopefully people actually click on it. But yeah, that's exactly why I was demonetized. I got lazy. I got lazy because I was growing really fast. When I first started my channel, I talked a little bit. It wasn't every video, but it was probably one out of every 2 or 3 I would talk on. And then when there was like something really good that happened, I just try to get it out real fast. So I just post it with nothing, no additions, nothing, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's free use content with courts. YouTube still reads that as I'm taking someone else's content because getting my court content from YouTube. So they still see it as I'm reusing someone else's content, even though it's free use content. And I saw Mikey's in the room, which is awesome. But he told me how I could fight it. I don't think I would have won. I really don't think I would have won. I broke the rules. They sent me the rules. Maybe you have the up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start cheat code. I broke the rules. So, getting better, doing it the right way, and yeah, even if my hair's a mess. Sorry, I need a haircut and I need a shave. I know, I'm well aware. But that's what I wanted to say. Um, I'm gonna start playing some chord. But if anybody has any questions about anything, ask. Mikey can actually probably answer them better than I can. Mikey, you want to come up? I'll send you my StreamYard link, and you can come up. But I actually thought I had a lot more to say than that. Thanks, Mimi. Thanks for saying it looked great. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm also sitting on my couch and not in my normal spot because I get better reception here. So that's why I'm on my couch. You don't see my super sweet night vision goggles in the background. But yeah. Oh, Biggin's here? Biggin game? I love. Thanks for coming, Biggin. All right. Yeah, I really thought this was going to be more of a speech. But ask your questions. I will pause the video as they're going along. Just going to warn you, I've got a lineup of tough cases tonight. So, yeah, enjoy. But also, because I am demonetized, that's why I keep telling you that my link tree is in the description if you want to donate. I do spend a lot of time on this channel. I do still spend 16 hours a day minimum watching court. It takes a long time to watch all these courts and decipher everything and put good content together. If you want to donate, you can. If you don't want to, not a big deal. Watching is still good. I'm still building my channel, and I will be eligible to reapply for monetization. It's January 10th. So, yeah, come February, everything's going to be okay, and I'm not going to have to keep telling you to my link tree's down there, because trust me, when that happens, never going to say it again. Never going to say it again. Going to follow every rule. All right, let's watch some court. If you want to donate, links in the description. If you want to like and subscribe, please. If you want to go to Biggin's channel, Biggin's awesome. I feel like I saw someone else in the comments that's a creator. I don't even remember now. I haven't even seen Biggin's name come across. I just see people talking to him, so I haven't seen his name. All right, like I said, just making this to forward it to people when they ask. And I'm gonna put this video in my description. You guys ready to watch some tough cases that aren't gonna make you happy? Probably should show some funny clips for this one, huh? But yeah, there's my story. I will do my best to read the questions, and I'll pause it at the appropriate times. I'll try to save them as much as I can. If you want to donate and ask your question, that pops up in my email. Speaking of which, Rose again came through. Thank you so much, Rose. There was somebody else. I need to thank somebody else who donated right at the end of my last stream. It was Rose, and it was somebody else. I'm not going to skip. All right, I'll thank them on the next way through. All right. Let's watch some court. If I can figure out where the play button is.
People of the state of Michigan versus Jamie Lee Carden, file number 2022-21124FC. I have David Goldstein appearing on behalf of Jamie Carden. I have Jacqueline Weiss appearing on behalf of the people. Is Mr. Hartung also here on this? And Douglas Hartung appearing on behalf of the people. This is a date and time set for a plea in this matter. I have received an amended information. Mr. Goldstein, have you received that amended information?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and how would you like to proceed?
Before we begin, Your Honor, I'd like to ask my client some questions.
Okay, so Ms. Carden, yep, you'll stand there and I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, let's step by the microphone with Mr. Goldstein.
Ms. Carden, did we have more than one conversation prior to today about pleading in these matters?
Yes.
And during those conversations, did I explain to you there were different offers made, and then did I explain to you the latest offer?
Yes.
That included an offer from the people with regard to what the charges would be, and an offer that included what we call a Cobb's agreement with the court regarding your sentence.
Yes.
And did you believe during those conversations that you understood what the offer was?
Yes.
And did you at some point during that the last conversation, indicate that you wanted to accept?
Yes.
Now, you did, however, say that part of the reason you wanted to accept was that you didn't have, okay, I'm sorry, prior to that discussion, did I indicate to you that the decision was strictly yours as to whether you took the offer or not?
Yes.
But did I tell you that since I was not being paid, I could not properly mount a good defense for you and would not continue with your attorney if you went to trial?
Yes.
And did I tell you, however, that if you wanted to go to trial, but I didn't want you to decide on that basis, that if you wanted to go to trial, the court would provide you with counsel at no cost to you?
Yes.
Okay. And even after having been that explained to you, did you still indicate to me that you wanted to take the deal?
Yes.
Okay. Has anybody forced you to take the deal?
No.
Has anybody threatened you to take the deal?
No.
Okay. Do you want to proceed and take the deal today?
Yes.
Do you have any reservations at all?
No.
I'm satisfied.
Could you place the agreement on the record then?
Your Honor, my client will tender a plea of no contest to count 1 and to the amended or added count 3 in the one file, the file that ends in FC, and to count 4, which is fleeing and eluding, in the other file. The agreement with the people is that all the sentences that the court imposes would be concurrent. There's a potential for stacking them, but we've agreed that would be concurrent. And the court, after discussing the matter with counsel for both parties, indicated that as a Cobb's agreement, it would not sentence the defendant to more than 12 and a half years on the minimum on count 1 of 22-21124 FC.
Let me pause for a moment. Miss Adams,
Yes, Judge.
there is a second file on Carden.
Okay, I will check on that.
What's the file number?
22-20792FH.
So Miss Adams, if you could just print off the felony information for me. Or actually, Miss Weiss has one. So
What's going on?
Oh, hello, buddy. I thank you for asking me to come on. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No worries.
Look, I was sitting here listening to you talk, and I've got to say, this will probably help you. I know it seems like it's a negative right now, but in the long run, it's going to help you. It just really is, because there's too many times people are taking shortcuts and things like that and get themselves into these exact same situations where you're at right now. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. And like I told you, I was like, I can help you. I can help you. Once you said what you said, nah, I couldn't help you. There's nothing I could do. But just remember, shortcuts ain't going to get you anywhere. Being first doesn't mean anything in the long run, the scheme of everything. So, just run the race. There's enough room for everybody. You got to worry about that. That's all. That's my nice guy, Mikey. Now let's be jerks and watch this.
Yeah, let's be jerks. But I do appreciate your comments. Yeah, I realize that now. After I've been in the game a little bit, it's still only been about 3 months, but
Trust me.
It makes a lot of sense now.
It does.
The rate that I was growing, I was just greedy, and I got lazy.
Get very enticed. You see the money start coming in. You see, the numbers going up, and you're like constantly look at your analytics, constantly seeing, okay, how many am I doing an hour now? Oh, this is the biggest hour I've ever had. I can't believe this.
Yep.
Nobody's going to stop me. I'll be the top dog. It's not about being top dog. At the end of the day, those people burn out. And what's happened to you happens to everybody. If it hasn't happened to a creator yet, if they haven't got this hit for reusing content in the game we're in, it'll happen. It happens to everybody. I've had it happen 3 times on all 3 of my channels. I won. Why? Because we talk too damn much. Like everybody says, you guys talk too much. I can't watch y'all's videos. Y'all's videos are terrible. Y'all constantly stopping the video and talking. Can you please stop that?
like
No.
we're doing right now.
Can't do that. That's how able to make a living. I do this full time. And I can't make a living if I don't talk. And that's something people just, they don't understand, but they'll figure it out. There's ways of doing it. So if you make it entertaining, it doesn't matter.
I'm getting better at it. I still pause way too many times when I see comments that are funny, and I always pause it. So I'm getting better at it.
That's why I have Creed. He can put the comments if I need to read, and I can just watch the content while he's filling through what's going on in the comments. I can watch the video and comment on it.
So he's the manager, and you're just the entertainment.
I don't know. What do you call a manager? You call the manager the guy who shows up and the workers have been working all day, and he says, "How are things going?"
Yeah, that's the manager.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know Credence. I'm not trying to throw shit at him.
No,
I don't know. I don't know him at all. I know you and not him. So.
We have a relationship of work that is, he knows his role and what he can do, and I know my roles, what I can do, and
it's perfect. Now you have what, 3 channels now?
Yeah, 3. Working on 2 more that we want to get somewhere. So we'll see.
I had to turn off my notifications on your channel because every single time I was watching something, God damn it, Mikey, stop.
I'm putting out over 100 videos a month. 13 live videos a week. Uploads at least 2 to 3 a day. But I'm also working like 15, 16-hour days.
Yeah, you're
7 days a week.
You're doing the grind. You're just putting a lot but you also, sorry, I stopped myself mid thought and went to the next thought. You're doing as much work as I'm doing, but you have multiple different avenues. Where I sit there in lulls for 4 hours a day, like, oh, this is boring. I have 25 tabs open watching court. You're doing chases, you're doing court, you're doing a bunch of different things.
Oh, Not only am I watching court from the time it starts at usually 8:30 in the morning here on the East Coast. I'm also putting together, we got a chase. I'm putting together, we got a case live shows for each day, which is a whole nother thing. But I also have 4 computers all going at the same time recording court. So yeah, I have a back catalog of almost 1,000 videos. So if court ever goes away, I still have tens of thousands of hours.
I recently met Lone Wolf.
Yes.
He messaged me. It was kind of ironic. He messaged me about 2 days before I was demonetized. He messaged me, and I had this like little rivalry with him. I'd never met him before. I didn't know who he was, but we kind of had the exact same channel because neither one of us were doing anything to the videos. We were just trying to be the quickest person out.
And there's like 50 channels like that.
Right. But me and him were always putting out the same videos, and we're like, I would beat him by about 10 minutes and he would come out with the same video, and then the next day it would be the exact same thing. But he messaged me and said, "Hey, I just got demonetized. If you want to use any of my content, you can." I'm like, I'm not falling in that trap. No, I'm not going to use your content. And then the very next day, I got demonetized.
And see, that you sit and you say, well, we're exactly the same channel. Well, really, you're not. I mean, you're doing the exact same thing, but you're not the same channel. The same channel is,
That's what got us in trouble.
Yeah. Try not doing anything is what got you in trouble. Not being the same kind of channel doesn't matter. Way I look at it is every court channel could do the exact same video every day. There are billions of people that come through on YouTube. It doesn't matter. There's going to be people that have never seen a video. If I put up a court video from 15 years ago, there's going to be tons of people that have never seen that. If I put up a video that happened today, There's going to be tons of people that haven't seen it. And it doesn't matter if everybody does the same thing. If you're changing it and being creative, you're giving an entirely new video. That's the whole purpose behind making it your own, is to craft something that the other channel's not doing. Tons of people hate what we do. They hate that we're trying to be funny and trying to entertain people. They hate that we're stopping and doing this, that, and the other. But at the same time, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't want you to like me because I'm like Law Talk with Mike. I don't want you to like me because you think I'm like, I should be like so-and-so. Well, I'm going to go watch this over here. That's great. That's why that channel's there. But I can't be these other channels. I can't be anybody else. I can only be me. And through being me, that's what's going to build a loyal audience. You can get these fly-by-night people that just come in and want to watch court and give two shits about who you are. It's the people who care about who you are that'll be your long-term loyal fans that are going to be there. That are going to send you money when you're demonetized. They're going to stand behind you and wait for, not just abandon your channel just because you're not monetized. Those are the people. Those are the people that you want as your true blue fans. Those are the people that are going to carry you through, not the quickies, long-term relationships. That's what you got to build with your community. Just saying.
You just made me a little emotional.
That's what I tried to do.
Yeah, you try to bring out tears in grown men. Good job. Good job.
Well, no, it's not just grown men, grown women, children, whatever I have, whatever it takes to bring it over.
Grown children are men or women.
Oh, yeah, no, that is true. That is true. But there's too many channels on YouTube. I run into too many creators that I try to be nice to them. I try to help them. And at the end of the day, all they want to do is get ahead. They want to be number one. They want to be, the best. I'm the best. I've got the biggest numbers. I've got I'm making the most money. I must be the best, right? No, not necessarily. It just means you're doing good right now.
Yeah.
But when you look back, are you going to look back and see, look at all these great friends I've made. Look at these people that I've helped, that have helped me when I needed it. We were there to help each other. Or do you want to look back and see all the people you stepped all over so that you could be number one? I'd rather have a great community and a great bunch of people and sleep good at night. I don't need to sleep on a pile of money to be happy. Messages I get from people about how you help them out one day. A young lady, see, now I'm going to get emotional. There's a young lady in our chat that was in a car accident and lost her leg. And during that time, after losing her leg, our shows were the only thing she had to look forward to. Because she was in a bed. A beautiful, beautiful young girl. She'd lost her leg. Her life was changed forever. And for her to message me and say, hey, just want to thank you. You got me through a very difficult time. I don't know if I could have got through it without you guys. And I really appreciate it. I'd rather have that message. That message outweighs all the you suck, I can't stand you video comments that we get just because we're not doing what somebody else is doing. Only because you like a different channel and you want to run my channel down. Doesn't matter. I don't care. What do you think? I'm a child? I'm not Colin crying when another creator tries to get him emotional. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it matters that you can look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I've made a difference. I'm not saying we're curing cancer, but at the same time, we're helping people. Really are. All those people in your chat right now, they're here because they want to be here, not because they have to be here. All the people that watch us later on and leave a comment, they didn't have to do that. How many times have all of us watched videos and not even liked the video? Even though we probably did enjoy it, we take the time to do that. People that take time to do those kinds of things should be acknowledged. They should be thanked. Because without them, there's no us. I'm in the business of selling myself, quote unquote, to them. no matter what I'm doing. If court goes away tomorrow, I know I can pivot to something else. Why? Because people are there for me, and the court and the chases and everything else are just the glue that holds it together. I can find different glue. That's why you need to always grow as a creator, as a person. And always remember, you don't want to have to look back and see other people you stepped all over so you could be the gold standard. That's all there is to it. Unpopular, maybe. True, absolutely.
Yeah, no. All right. I don't know what part it was of what you
Tissues,
just said.
anybody? People in the back,
Yeah,
guys in the
right?
truck. Anybody
Yeah.
crying in the truck?
I've actually got some because I've been sick. So
It's all right. Grown men can cry. It's all right. But hopefully when you watch this video, you're not as sad as me and Colin are right this minute.
right.
Maybe.
Oh, and I got a doozy for you on this one.
Oh, great.
You don't have to stay on panel if you don't want to. You can bounce out if you want.
I probably will because I'm in the middle of
Yeah.
editing videos because I spend, but I check your PP because I sent you some money in your PP. Also, just hang in there, man. If you need anything, let me know. I don't know what I could do for you.
You came up here and what you said is exactly what I needed to hear. So I don't need anything else. I appreciate the whatever you donated. I'll look up in a second when I pause the video the next time and I'll shout you out. But
no need. I just wanted to take a second because I saw how you were when you came on the video, and I'm like, I've been there. So nobody did it for me, so I'm gonna do it for you. I came on, say hey, and tell everybody, don't forget, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern time, we got a case live reaction version, as well as 4:05 Eastern time tomorrow. We got a chase. Yeah, you like chases? We got those.
I don't know why you haven't recorded your voice for radio. You got the
Well, that's where me and Creed come from. We were both radio DJs.
I didn't know this. See,
Yeah.
I only started watching you about a month ago, so I have no idea.
10 years, Creed and I worked with a guy named Bishop. We were radio. We had the #1 rated radio show in our market here in Eastern North Carolina, South Carolina area. We did that for almost 10 years. So we came from radio. That's why we wear the headphones. That's why we have to have the microphone special ways. So we got to.
That's why your voice sounds so great, but your face is kind of iffy.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what I've always heard. You know what?
I'm teasing.
You know what, Mikey? I like you, but damn it, your face is just kind of iffy. But it's all right.
Oh my goodness.
But I appreciate it, man. You just hang in there, and let it, learn from it. That's all. Your channel's gonna be better for it.
It is, and I agree with what you said that my channel is getting better. I'm losing a lot of people because people don't like it. People don't like it when we stop. Like you nailed it. People don't like it when we stop and talk. But
that's the game. That's the whole thing.
But it is becoming a better community. So it's been a month. So I still have 2 months to go. So yeah.
Well, hang in there. It'll get better. I mean, I don't want to be, act like I didn't know you were in radio. But is this your full-time job? Is this what you're doing full-time, or you got a real job? As people I meet on the street say.
I had a real job. I'm a programmer, so that's what I do. And my contract ran up back at the end of July, early August, end of July, somewhere around there. So that's when I started going like full 100% on this channel. And that's when I got lazy because that's all I did all day. So I was watching court and I was watching those numbers go up. So I got lazy on looking for a job, and all of a sudden I got demonetized. I'm like, oh shit, now I actually have to get a job. So right now this is my full-time job, but this is a hobby for me. This isn't what I'm looking to do, but it's what I'm doing right now as I'm
I wish I could see
interviewing.
It's not a hobby for me, unfortunately. I just like entertaining people. It's a new medium for me. I never even watched YouTube before I started making videos. So, I mean, I'm an old guy just trying to learn how to do it. Had to teach myself each and everything. Never knew how to do any of this stuff. So, but here I am now where I'm at. I feel pretty good about it. I go lie, and I make a living.
Yeah, it's especially if you have 3 channels running. I didn't realize how much like when you know what, we're not going to talk about this live. Yeah, it's it can pay the bills.
Yeah, if you do it right, it can. It can.
Yeah,
Uh,
don't
ev-
cheat. Don't cheat. Do not pull on me or a lone
no,
wolf. We both did the exact same thing. Don't do what we did. I heard you. I saw. Actually, I want to. I
Go
hope they're
ahead.
still here. Is Flying Monkey still here? Because I saw you and Big in chat say you want to chat. You want Monkey to email you, and I saw that. I'm like, I hope Monkey's not. I hope what I want to say to Monkey is I really hope you're not making the same mistake I did, because I deeply respect Flying Monkey, and they're putting out raw court footage without adding to it, and I want to warn them not to do that.
Some people will tell you, "Hey, man, I talked to people over at YouTube, and they told me all I had to do was put something in the front and something at the end, and it's fine. It's mine then." Don't listen to those people. Those people are lying.
They're lying.
They're
That's what I
trying to
did.
get you ruined so they can continue on and be the gold standard. So hang in there, man. You got this. I promise. It'll get better. And good luck on the job hunt. If I hear of any jobs, I will contact you.
I've got 2 really good prospects right now that I should be getting a call back from any day now. So hopefully I'm going to be able to battle for 2 different jobs. So, but I've got 10 years experience as a programmer, so I'm
got 20
okay.
years,
I'm
20
okay.
years experience of talking. So I can take that anywhere, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Go talk to Ricky Lake, see how she's doing.
Yeah, she's doing great too. Her and Sally Jesse. All right. Good luck. Have a good time. If you need anything, email me and I will get out with you. I promise. I'm very
All right.
good at that. Goodbye,
right.
everyone who
Thanks for
says, "Will
coming up.
Mikey ever shut up and leave?"
All right. All right. I don't know how to respond to any of that. I know I asked you guys if you want to ask any questions, ask, but I wasn't paying attention to chat whatsoever. I don't have a credence to read the chat. So if anybody did have a question that wants me to answer, please retype it, because for the last 10 minutes I was not reading chat at all. But please put question at the beginning of it so I can see that it's a question, and then I'll do my best to catalog them and respond to them throughout the video. Well, when there's an appropriate time to pause. All right, let's go.
So, I'm sorry, I didn't have that file. I apologize. Okay, so I did not call file number 22-20792FH. And on that file, she's pleading to which count?
Count 4.
Count 4. Okay, and it's no contest as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Weiss, is that a correct recitation of the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Carden, I've already sworn you in. So you've heard the statement of your attorney and the prosecuting attorney. Is it your intention on file number 22-21124FC to plead no contest to count 1, child abuse first degree, which carries a maximum penalty of up to life or
I'm really sorry. I get asked this question a lot about my intro and what people say. No, she says no disrespect. So that clip that I took that from was a joke on Jay Regier, because everyone calls him AI, right? And he was the prosecutor, and the defendant was saying how he doesn't like dealing with machines. He's not a tech person. He's a human. He's like, I can't use tech. I don't know how to do it. I just want to deal with a real person. So Judge Webster said, call this office, which is the prosecutor's office. There are real people down there. And he's like, all right. And then he's like, no. And then that's when Judge Webster said, no disrespect. But I had the whole clip on that, and it was funny because it was a play on Jay Regier. Sorry, I'm not going to stop the video for another question until like an appropriate time. But because I get asked that one a lot, I feel like I should answer that.
Any term of years, but there was a Cobb's agreement that your minimum sentence would be no more than 12 and a half years. Is that correct? And it's your, okay, and it's your intention to plead no contest to that count. Okay, so you're kind of soft-spoken.
Sorry.
Yep, no, it's fine. And Mr. Goldstein, you can move the microphone a little bit lower for her because, yeah, and then I need you to speak up so we get a good record, okay? And then on that same file, is it your intention to plead no contest on count 3, assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years in prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then on file number 22-20792FH, is it your intention to plead no contest on count 4, police officer fleeing 4th degree, which carries a maximum penalty of up to 2 years in prison and or a $2,000 fine, along with a license suspension not to exceed 5 years? So is it your intention to plead no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, your attorney thoroughly asked you about this plea, so you've had ample opportunity to speak with him.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understand if you didn't want to enter a plea and you wanted to continue to trial, the court would appoint counsel to represent you.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you wish to continue with the plea,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you are satisfied with Mr. Goldstein as your attorney and the advice that he's given you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's see. So other than.
Could someone post
the
Mikey
agreement
channels,
and the
please?
Cobb's agreement regarding count 1 of file number 22-211-21124FC, neither the prosecutor, the defendant, nor anyone on the defendant's behalf has discussed any other possible sentence with the court. Is that correct, Mr. Goldstein?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Mr. Hartung?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Ms. Weiss?
That's correct.
Okay. And that correct as far as you're aware, Ms. Carter?
Yes, Your Honor.
If a guilty or if a no contest plea is accepted, there will be no trial. This means that you will be giving up rights you would have had at trial. I'm going to explain those rights to you now to make sure that you understand them. You have a right to a speedy public trial by jury. You may ask for a non-jury trial, and if the prosecutor and court agree, you can have a non-jury trial. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to have the prosecuting attorney prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, and you do not have to prove anything. You have the right to be present at trial and have witnesses against you appear at your trial and to ask those witnesses questions. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses you have for your defense to appear at the trial. You have the right to remain silent during your trial and not to have your silence used against you. However, you also have the right to testify at your trial if you want to testify. Do you understand that if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at trial? Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that any appeal from the conviction and sentence pursuant to the plea will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right? Do you understand that? If you are not a citizen of the United States of America, a conviction of a crime may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States of America, or denial of naturalization. Do you have any questions about the rights that I've given to you?
No, Your
All right, so Ms. Carden, on file number 22-20792FH, your options are not guilty or no contest, okay? How do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about March 16th of 2022 in the village of Blissfield in the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense of police officer fleeing 4th degree?
Yes, Your Honor.
No
No
contest.
contest.
Okay. And then on file number 22-21124FC, how do you wish to plead to the charge that on or about January 1 of 2016 in the city of Morenci in the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense of child abuse 1st degree?
Your Honor, before she responds to that, there is going to have to be a change to the information. When it was retyped, they put January 1st, 2016. The original information contained a time period starting January 1st of 2016 and ending June 5th of 2019. Ms. Weiss is going to move to amend.
Ms. Weiss, you'll amend that?
I do move to amend that, Your Honor.
Okay, and you'll get a copy of that to us today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So, Ms. Carden, how do you wish to plead to the charge that during the time period of January 1 of 2016 through June 5th of 2019 in the city of Morenci and the county of Lenawee that you did commit the offense of child abuse first degree. And on that same file, during the time period of January 1 of 2016 through June 5 of 2019, in the city of Morenci and the county of Lenawee, how do you wish to plead to the charge that you did commit the crime of assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation?
Okay, that's
All right. Has anyone made any threats or promises to you to induce you to plead no contest to any of these charges other than what was placed on the record? Do you understand that if I accept these pleas, you will be giving up any and all claims that your plea is given as a result of promises or threats that were not disclosed to the court on the record during this hearing, or that it was not your own choice to enter the plea?
yes, Your Honor.
Is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead no contest? Mr. Goldstein,
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Hartung,
We should probably place on the record that it was alluded to in Mr. Goldstein's reading to Ms. Carter earlier, but this will be a non-consecutive sentence. You did not outline that during your reading of the rights. And the other thing we probably should put on the record is the basis for the contest.
It would be for civil liability, obviously.
okay, so civil liability and it's non-consecutive,
That's correct.
so it'd be a concurrent
That's
sentence?
correct.
Okay. Do you know what that means? All right, Mr. Goldstein.
No, okay. You had two different files, okay? There is a potential that you could get a sentence on one, and then after you did that sentence, you would start your second sentence. That's called consecutive. But the prosecutor has agreed that if you receive a sentence on all of these charges, they're all going to run at the same time.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So Ms. Weiss?
Your Honor, I
Well, I think I was bouncing around, so I said, is the prosecutor or defense counsel aware of any promises or threats or inducements other than the plea bargain to induce the defendant to plead no contest? He added that.
No, Your Honor, not to my knowledge.
Has your attorney, I know that there's a COGS agreement to no more than 12 and a half years in prison on the one count, but other than that, has your attorney promised you any particular sentence or estimated what your sentence will be? Is it your own choice to plead no contest?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, who will be placing the factual basis on the record?
Your Honor, I will, but I believe Mr. Goldstein and I would stipulate to using the preliminary exam transcript as well as the trauma assessment report that I will get to the court. However, I have summed it up for the court to make its findings for today.
And can you please use initials?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
I would indicate before she does that, she and I did meet prior to court today, and I've agreed on that because we'll take the court. This is not one of the kind of cases where you can go to one paragraph and find the elements of the crime, so.
One last thing would be that the court indicated in this card that the sentence would not exceed 12 and a half years. 12 and a half years on the minimum.
On the minimum, I did say that earlier. So you understand there's a minimum and a tail. So any term of years, but your minimum sentence would be 12 and a half years. Do you understand that?
Would be no more than 12 and a half years.
No more than 12 and a half. No more than 12 and a half. Okay. So Ms. Weiss, which file are you going to start with?
The FC file.
Okay. And I do have copies, so originals are probably filed across the hall and the amended informations.
I would assume so. We got that done this morning, so.
Okay. All right, so you're gonna start on the FC file, so on 22-21124 FC. Ms. Weiss?
Okay, Jamie Carden was the mother of 6 children. TC, date of birth, 6/22/2000.
Don't put date.
For ages.
We can say the age, but we're not allowed to put date of birth.
Yeah.
Well,
If you could just say at that time she was,
At the time of January 2016 through June 2019, for the date of the information, all these children were minor children.
under the age
I would
of,
agree with that, Your Honor.
Correct.
under the age of 17?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We have TIC, DEC, TRC, DAC, TEC, and DAMC. And to clarify, some of these incidents happened outside of the city of Morenci, although some did happen. So for the purposes of this, we would just indicate that between January 1st, 2016 and June 5th, 2019 in Lenawee County, Michigan, all these instances occurred. Based on testimony from both Chris Carden and Muriel Poliskinski, beginning in 2013, Chris and at least 3 different CPS workers discussed with Jamie that Sam Compton was a convicted sex offender and not to have her children around him. Jamie abused pills, cocaine, and methamphetamine. During that time frame, Jamie had care and custody over her children. Beginning in January of 2016, Jamie would regularly drop off her children to Sam Compton. TC testified that Sam would take her to his bedroom, take his clothes off, take her clothes off, rub her on her inner thigh, both inside and outside her vagina. Sam did this to her multiple times. TC told Jamie Sam was doing this to her, and Jamie didn't listen or believe TC. Every time Sam would watch the children, Sam would pay Jamie. After TC told Jamie Sam was doing this, Jamie continued to drop the children off to Sam. TC testified that Ernie Black was one of Jamie's friends that would frequent the
Could you
house.
slow down your reading? And so when you read really fast, I'm trying to take notes.
I'm
What
sorry,
was the net, Ernie Black?
Ernie Black. TC testified that Ernie Black was one of Jamie's friends that would frequent the house in Morenci. The first time TC met Ernie, TC was 5 or 6 years old. Ernie showed TC and DAC a video of naked people on a bed doing stuff to each other. Ernie told the girls that if they did that with him, he would give them candy. The girls declined his offer. Ernie first went to DC's top bunk and DC left the room. Ernie then went to TC on the bottom bunk of their beds and was rubbing on her like Sam would on her thighs and vagina. TC told Jamie about this. Ernie came over again after TC told Jamie. This time TC was in the living room. Ernie undressed himself and TC. He got on TC and was rubbing his penis in between her thighs. TC testified that his penis went inside the lips of her vagina, but not all the way inside of her. TC told Jamie about this incident. Jamie did not believe her. Jamie continued to allow Ernie to come to the home, and Ernie kept doing these things to TC. Muriel Kolasinski, the CPS supervisor, testified that Jamie admitted to her that she allowed Sam Compton to watch the children for her unsupervised during this time period because of her substance abuse disorder and because he was giving her money. Jamie had been notified by previous CPS workers that if she continued to have her children around Sam and something happened to them, she could be held criminally responsible. Sam told Kolinsky that he had been with the Carden children up until July of 2019 and that he regularly babysat them. He gave Jamie a car and money, which Jamie confirmed. There was a trauma assessment form that was completed from the Southwest Michigan Children's Trauma Assessment Center dated February 28, 2020, signed by Samantha Ferris, LMSW, Jim Henry, PhD, and Mark Sloan, DO. Page 17, under the comment section. TC meets full criteria for.
All right, I think everyone needs a little break. I am, after I talk and replay it, I'll jump over there. Miss Fields, I'm going to give you a mod. I always give all the other creators mods. I'm guessing Mikey doesn't have one either. So I'm going to give you guys all wrenches so you can share your channels. Whoa, I told you. This one's not good. But while I'm paused, I am going to first thank Monkey. Flying Monkey always comes through. Monkey, you're awesome. Debbie, Debbie has a permanent space on my channel whenever she wants to come up. She's always allowed to come up. I don't think she's going to come up for like another month, but Debbie, thank you so much. I'm going to say Deanna. I'm hoping I pronounced that right. Simon, thank you. And then, of course, Mimi. Mimi always comes through. All of them are legends. Okay. Quick questions. Why did I lose people besides just talking? Edward, yeah, it's just talking. It's stopping the videos. People don't like it when YouTubers stop, especially court cases. So a lot of people that watch court cases, the vast majority of them, when they watch them, they're you're listening to them because you don't have to watch, right? There's not a lot that happens while you're watching court cases. So when you pause court cases to talk, just go back and read the chat. Every single court case that I've done since I've started talking and changing my channel a little bit, just go read the comments, and you'll see the hatred and the mass exodus of people. And then Momster, what did you do before YouTube? I was a programmer. You saw that. I also saw the question, does YouTube pay more than programming? Not yet. It doesn't yet. I was getting close though. I was getting close to making what I was making as a programmer when I got demonetized after only 3 months. But like I said, I cheated. So I can't look at those numbers for being real. But I will be honest with you. For that month that I did nothing to my videos, I lost $3,500. That's how much that I made that month. So that's what they took away. And they took it away and supposedly they refunded everybody. But that's how much I lost. It's the only time I'll ever answer a money question because it's very difficult to talk about. But now you see why I was kind of looking for a job on the the rear burner, so to say, and was focusing on this because I was growing, and that wasn't even from donations. That was all from views. I made very little on donations because I didn't push it. I never pushed it. And because I never wanted to. I never wanted to be a quote unquote e-beggar and never wanted to do that. But that's where that was the level that I was at in that 1 month where all I did was just push out videos as fast as I could, push out insane content, 3 or 4 videos a day. All right, so now you know. But yeah, like I said, they took it all away. So the money that I was supposed to make when I got demonetized, they took it away. So like, hey, you're gonna make this much money. And then once I was demonetized, it literally went to negative. So there you go. All right. I answered all the questions that I had written down. I will go back and rewind and see. Oh yeah. So I need to go make Miss Fields and Mikey a mod. Okay. I'll go do that right now.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, and her sexual distress scores at the ceiling, the highest possible level, which is very concerning and indicates the profound impact her experiences of sexual abuse have had and continue to have. Page 18, the second to last paragraph. TC displays reactive, aggressive, and oppositional behaviors, which must be recognized as trauma symptoms and not attributed to a lack of respect or willful defiance. The last paragraph. While TC is no longer in imminent danger, her brain cannot register safety and continues to fire messages of survival. Trauma has injured her brain. Page 21 is the diagnosis, post-traumatic stress disorder, chronic type. Based on all the above facts, Jamie Carden did knowingly cause serious mental harm to TC by unlawfully conspiring with Ernie Black and or Sam Compton to engage in sexual penetration of TC.
Is it 1, 2, or more incidents of sexual penetration?
Multiple incidents of sexual penetration.
More than 3?
Yes. By both Sam Compton and Ernie Black.
Any additions to that, Mr. Goldstein?
No, Your Honor.
And is that to satisfy both count 1 and count 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Based on the facts placed on the record and from the information contained in the police report, preliminary exam transcript, as well as the 2020 trauma assessment, the court finds beyond a reasonable doubt that during the time period of January 1 of 2016 through June 5 of 2019 in the city of Morenci and the county of Lenawee, that the defendant did commit the offense of child abuse first degree by knowingly and intentionally allowing serious physical and mental harm to a child and causing it by allowing two registered sex offenders, Ernie Black and Samuel Compton, to babysit unsupervised the minor children, all under the age of 17. The children did approach their mother and report that the abuse was happening, and the mother failed to remove the children from the situation or report it. In exchange for him being allowed to babysit her children, she received a vehicle as well as cash. So I think that satisfies child abuse first degree. On the count 3, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or strangulation. Ms. Cardin received multiple reports that her children, especially specifically TC, was being sexually assaulted by both Ernie Black and Samuel Compton, with at least a minimum of 3 sexual penetrations by Samuel Compton and 3 sexual penetrations by Ernie Black, and continued to allow the children to be sexually assaulted by those individuals. And specifically, TC has been diagnosed with PTSD, along with some reactive behaviors and oppositional defiance disorder. And the doctor stated that he believed there was actual damage to her brain from the PTSD and abuse. Anything I need to add to that for count 3?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
And therefore, the court finds that the defendant did commit the offense of child abuse first degree, as well as assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder or by strangulation, and does accept the no contest pleas for both of those counts. So moving on to file number 22-20792FH. Who's gonna?
I can do that if I can approach and grab the information from you. Yeah, I'll grab one of those.
It's okay.
Your Honor, on or about March 16th, 2022, in the village of Blissfield, County of Illinois, state of Michigan, Jamie Lee Cardin was operating a Ford Explorer on Main Street. Officers in a fully marked patrol vehicle from the village of Blissfield did activate their emergency lights in an attempt to stop Ms. Cardin. Officer Anton, who was in full uniform and identified as a police officer, who was acting in the performance of his duties, did indicate to Ms. Cardin that he was attempting to pull her over. At that time, she attempted to flee Officer Anton and struck his vehicle in his attempt to flee. In her attempt to flee, I apologize.
Was he in a fully marked police car with the lights?
Yes. I apologize, I thought I said that, I'm sorry, but yes. Oh,
Was there a speed limit requirement?
no, not on this one.
Not on this one, Your Honor.
Can I have the following information?
Yes.
Okay. Anything to add to that, Mr. Goldstein?
No, Your Honor.
Based on the facts placed on the record and from the information contained in the police report, the court finds beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about March 16 of 2022 in the village of Blissfield in the county of Lenawee, that Ms. Cardin was operating a motor vehicle, I believe it was a Ford Explorer, in the village of Blissfield, and Officer Anton, a police officer in a fully marked uniform and a fully marked motor vehicle, attempted to pull her over, and she failed to pull over and attempted to flee and or elude the police officer and ended up striking the police officer's vehicle. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And the court therefore finds that the defendant did commit the offense of police officer fleeing 4th degree and accepts the no contest plea. Has the court complied with MCR 6.302 B, C, and D? Mr. Goldstein,
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hartung,
It has, Your Honor.
Ms. Weiss?
Yes, Your Honor.
I do find the plea has been given understandably, voluntarily, and accurately. The defendant has full knowledge of her rights. She does have competent counsel. There has been a COBS agreement for one of the counts, as well as the added terms that the sentence would be concurrent. And I'm going to refer this matter to the probation department for a pre-sentence investigation. Are you currently on parole or probation?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Goldstein, I can do January 5 at 8:15.
That would work, Your Honor. That's Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right, I will set this for sentencing on January 5 at 8:15 in the morning.
I would indicate, Your Honor, that we are scheduled for a jury trial on Wednesday in front of you, so yeah, I'll be here probably one way or the other.
On January 3rd.
I have Zachary Rose. Did we move that? Did we
No,
move
it's
that?
it's still going.
So, yeah, January 3rd.
So Ms. Adams, could I set this
And I
for
hope it's-
January?
Go ahead.
January, Ms. Hennigan, you're not muted. I don't, oh, maybe you are. Ms. Adams, can I set this for January 3rd or January?
That's a Wednesday. I don't mind putting it on for Friday with your.
I can do it in the afternoon if you're here for trial.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Judge, we were
Can I
doing
set it?
January 5th, if that's what you were asking.
Say it again.
We were doing January 5th on the other cases.
Right, but Mr. Goldstein has a jury trial in front of me on January 3rd.
Okay.
So could we do 1:30 on January 3rd?
I do not see him on January 3rd.
When is Zach Rosenberg set?
Got that for the 3rd.
Hold on. Ms. Adams, when is Zachary Rosenberg set for trial?
Checking, Judge.
Maybe you weren't going to trial that day. Would have been a surprise. Miss McGrain, I'm going to send you a chat.
I apologize, Judge. That does say January 3rd.
Okay, so can I set this for sentencing January 3rd at 1:30?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll set sentencing for January 3rd at 1:30. Mr. Goldstein, it can be in person. So Ms. Carden, you do have a right to be present in person, or you can appear via Zoom. I leave it to both of you.
Since I'm going to be here anyway, I think we would prefer that she be here.
Okay. If by chance, Mr. Rosenberg pleads out or something, we can make up arrangements. All right. So Ms. Carden, someone from the Michigan Department of Corrections is going to meet with you and they're going to prepare a pre-sentence report on both of these files. When you meet with them, make sure you're honest with them about your background and also the events that, well, you pled no contest, so you don't have to make a statement about the events that occurred, but be truthful with them about your background. They'll prepare a report. We'll provide that to Mr. Goldstein. He'll review it with you. We'll provide a copy to the prosecutor and they can review that with any of the victims in this case. And then we'll be back at that time for sentencing. Anything else we need to add?
No.
No, Your Honor.
All right, bonds
Thank
continue.
you.
Thank you.
All right. That was just the first
Ms.
case.
Adams, can you check the clerk's office to make sure we
Yep, that was just the first case. I've got 3 cases for you. I will say that Lucy pointed me in that direction. Yeah, that one was wild. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that one. I feel like anything I can say. The one comment that I agreed with that I highlighted is this is why people need to be put underneath the prison. Like, seriously. She's the parent. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna vent. I'm not gonna vent. As of now, I believe I've given a shout out to everybody that has super chatted me or asked questions. If I have not, please let me know. I'm not used to doing, because I get all my super chats and emails. So I'm not. If I missed you, please let me know. But I think I shouted everyone out. I think I answered all the questions that people asked. But if I have not, please let me know. I don't care if you spam the chat if you want to know something. Miss Fields, I did make you a mod, so you can drop your link. So all right, I think I'm up to date. I think I'm good. We can watch the next clip.
230669 State of Michigan versus Alicia Kazoo. Have your appearances, please.
This isn't a bad clip. It's just kind of a funny clip. But yeah, not what I think is funny because sometimes people just aren't that bright. But yeah, this isn't anywhere near as bad as the last clip.
Good morning, Your Honor, to you and your staff. Erin Dan for the people, P78733.
Good morning, Your Honor. Neighbor P85191 on behalf of Alicia Kozub. I believe she's there in person with you, Judge.
State your name for me, ma'am.
However, that if you just
No!
wanted to go to trial,
No!
but I didn't want you to decide on that basis.
I wanted to pause it and say, Debbie, come on up. and I hit the start of the. For those that don't know how StreamYard works, the pause button is literally right next to the um the the little the scroller. So now I gotta the one thing I hate about StreamYard is that little scroller. Now I got okay. All right. All right. That's it. All right. Debbie, yeah. Come on up.
230669 FY, State of Michigan versus Alicia Kazoo. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor, to you and your staff. Erin Dan for the people, P78733.
Good morning, Your Honor, neighbor. P85191 on behalf of Alicia Kozub. I believe she's there in person with you, Judge.
State your name for me, ma'am.
Alicia Marie Kozub.
Thank you. This case is scheduled for a preliminary examination this afternoon at 1 p.m. beginning on Monday, October 23rd, 2023. This court received information indicating that there will be a request to withdraw made by Ms. Anderson, the defendant for Ms. Kazoo. So in lieu of waiting until 1 o'clock to take it up, we're taking it up this morning. Ms. Anderson, it's your motion. Please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, I met with Ms. Kozub on Friday afternoon, and at the jail, she requested that she be appointed new counsel and terminated the visit with me. Therefore, I feel like I have no choice but to file a motion to withdraw at her request.
Anything on behalf of the people, Ms. Dan?
No, Your Honor, we of course leave this issue to the discretion of the court.
Thank you. Ms. Kazub, were you able to hear your attorney, Ms. Anderson, just now?
Yes.
Is what she said factually accurate?
Yes.
You wish to discharge her from representing you?
No. Am I able to change my mind?
Are you able to change your mind?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Judge, I leave that up to Ms. Kozub. I filed this at her request. It's entirely up to her and how she feels about maintaining that relationship.
Ma'am, you're free to change your mind, but because Ms. Anderson's on Zoom and you're here in person, it will take us a minute to facilitate having a private conversation with her. Do you need to speak to her before you make the decision?
Can I ask you a question?
May you ask me a question? Absolutely, let's try.
Are you asking, do I need to speak with her in order to make the decision for her to be my lawyer, or to speak with her before we have a court hearing?
Ms. Anderson filed a motion indicating that you've had a breakdown in your relationship and that you in fact fired her on the 20th of October. You're saying that you've changed your mind. I guess the question that the court is posing to you is, did you need to speak to Ms. Anderson before changing your mind? Or are you changing your mind and you're ready to proceed with her without having additional conversation with Ms. Anderson?
The latter, yes.
The latter. Ms. Anderson, that representation having been made, are you prepared to continue in your representation?
That's fine, Judge.
So ma'am, are you withdrawing your motion or does the court need to deny the motion?
I can withdraw the motion, Judge.
The motion to withdraw is withdrawn. Here's the issue that remains now for the 1 p.m. preliminary examination based on the representations that were made, both, I believe, an email between the attorneys and the contents of the motion. The prosecution, I believe, waived off or canceled the witnesses who were scheduled to appear for 1 p.m. Ms. Dan, is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. I did notify the officer in charge thinking that this was actually canceled yesterday, and then I received additional indication that we needed to come in before you, which of course makes sense. So he knows that it potentially could have happened this afternoon, but I think a more pressing issue is one of competency and criminal responsibility. I know that MDS does a fantastic job making those decisions, so I don't want to step on any toes relative to Ms. Anderson's representations of her client. But I'm wondering what the next step is in that regard, because my review of the discovery does indicate that there might be some serious mental health issues going on, just based on the discussions that she had with the officer in charge. I'm wondering what the next step in that regard is.
Judge, I do think that that is at issue here, and would like to have that taken care of. My concern is the amount of delay that that's going to put on Ms. Kozub's case while she is in custody. I'm happy to raise that issue if we could also perhaps address bond and a place for her to stay in the interim. I have spoken with the complainant in this case, or it's someone, a representative from my office who is an investigator has spoken to him. I know that the family does not want to move forward with this, but they also just don't want Ms. Kozub at the home. If perhaps we could work on finding some kind of housing for her and the court would entertain a bond motion, then I do think that a competency evaluation is the next appropriate step rather than a preliminary examination.
Yeah. And Judge, I would just say in brief response, the allegations here are that Ms. Kozub stabbed her father multiple times and of course threatened to kill him. So, and those are just the very basic allegations. And I think that the fact that there might be mental health issues complicating this issue, and I'm concerned about potential danger to not only her family, but to others as well. So I think that if the court is inclined to entertain a bond motion, an identifiable address.
Detective Rachel, please email me. I've got a very important question to ask you. I tried to reach out to you on Judge King's live stream. It was either earlier this week or last week, but I've got a very important question I want to ask you. So please email me. My email is in my about section on my YouTube, on the channel, or or just find me on Discord. I don't know, but please. I'm glad you're well, and well, I hope you get better. But you're listening while you're relaxing, is what I'm saying. All right. Sorry to pause it. Let's go.
Maybe some sort of inpatient treatment, something to ensure that the defendant is, one, getting the assistance she needs if she needs it, and two, that she's not a danger to her family and the society at large.
Judge, perhaps if I could make a suggestion. One, I do think that it would be appropriate to refer Ms. Kozub for a competency evaluation at the Forensic Center, but could we possibly set her for a PCC possibly next week, or just a bond hearing next week? I do have excellent social workers who have already met with Ms. Kozub, and I do think could try to find her a place to stay that would ensure everyone's safety in this situation, and perhaps we might have a better path forward at that point.
Yeah, and I think there's some sort of treatment option if that is at issue as well. It would be my thought in that regard. I'm not opposed.
Preliminarily, there was a request on September 13, 2023 for referral to DSU for a bond review. That bond review was completed and the response was to take no action to amend the bond in any way as the defendant had no viable return address.
I agree,
So that
Judge. I don't
addresses-
think she can go back to where she was staying. Again, that is the complainant's home. That being said, I even the complainant doesn't want to see her in a jail setting, and I do think that that is probably exacerbating some of these issues that she's having. I think if we could find an address and find a treatment facility, a shelter facility that she could be safe at, I think that might be a better option. And that is what I would like to pursue, just because I know that any kind of competency evaluation is going to take some time, even though she's in custody.
Anyone else love that the judge just said enough of this? I want to take control of this. This is why I played this clip. It's a little out there. I know, but trying to fire your attorney and then, I like it. I like these kind of clips.
So if there is the referral for the competency, but then you also ask to return next week, which would be November 1st with Judge Oakley, is that sufficient time to do what you need to do with your social worker?
I am optimistic that it could be. Realistically, I think it probably is closer to 2 weeks. However, I am just cognizant that she is in custody. I know that any kind of competency evaluation these days is taking at least 2 months. And that's
Can
what
I
I'm
just-
for.
I'm sorry, the competency for in custody is usually around the 30 days. For her out of custody, they're looking at 6 months to 8 months.
Yeah. I think,
So-
at this stage, Judge, what I would do is I would refer her for competency. Or I'd make the motion if the defense is not going to do it, knowing that that is the 30 days, it could be quick, so on and so forth. I mean, the first thing that jumped out to me about this case when I read it was these issues.
So that referral will be made. And Ms. Anderson, based on that, with the 30 days that Heather's just indicated, we would look for a report maybe 5 weeks from now, and that would be the return for Ms. Kozub, thank you.
Kozub, okay.
Reasonable, Ms. Anderson?
Judge, that's fine. I will meet with Ms. Kozub, and Ms. Kozub, I can't get out to you today. I have to go to her funeral, but I will follow up with you hopefully by Friday, okay? And Judge, if there is anything that happens in the interim, if we do find a place that she could be at, but still somehow be in the jail's custody so that we can get it done faster, then I will alert the court.
Thank you. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, Your Honor, thank you for taking this up this morning.
No worries. Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
No, Judge, thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Absolutely, ma'am. That concludes this matter, ma'am. The officers will take you back.
Thank you.
And Judge, will we just wait for a new date from your court staff, or?
Yes.
All right, we're moving on to the last case. Another good one. Another good one. Again, I don't think I missed any questions, and I'm caught up to date on super chats. So please, if you did ask a question and I didn't see it, then please message again and just start your message with question. So that way I do see it, because I do walk away from time to time. Oh, okay. All right, Rachel. All right, I'll check it. Thank you. Thank you for sending me a Discord. All right, let's go.
Sean Robert Eggleston.
Thank you. I'm Magistrate Garwood. I'm going to be handling your case today. Before we get too far into your case, I want to make you aware, number one, that we're doing this by Zoom. If something happens.
All right, I forgot what clip this was. This is Q coming back. Q came back. This is Q. This was about a week ago. Tommy did a clip with him, but Q is back. This is why I brought this. This isn't really too exciting. I just got really excited that Q was back. It's an interesting hearing, but Q is back, and I was very much appreciative. Also, Rachel, I just looked. I don't see any Discord messages from anybody, so I don't know if you Discorded the right person. I don't know, but Q's back. Let's go. I was always a big fan of Q. I was very upset when he stopped showing up on Judge Simpson, just so we're all aware.
Happens that you can't hear or see me, you need to tell me right away. Otherwise, I will assume our connection is working just fine. Second, the courthouse is closed to the public today. The public has the right to hear and see what's happening here in the courtroom. So this case, as all our cases, is being broadcast live on our YouTube channel. When we're done here today, it'll come off of our YouTube channel. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think so, Your Honor.
Do you have a question about that?
About the Zoom? No.
You said you think so. That's kind of a yes.
I'm sorry, I had believed that you said that, I thought I had followed, so I said, I thought so. I believed you had told me to let you know if anything was to go wrong with the Zoom, or no, that was a little while ago. Would you just repeat it again, please?
Sure. 2 bits of housekeeping. 1, we're doing this by Zoom. If something happens that you can't hear or see me, you'll let me know right away. Otherwise, I assume you can hear and see us.
Okay.
Number 2, courthouse is closed to the public today. The public has the right to hear and see what's happening here in the courtroom. So this case is being broadcast live on our YouTube channel, and
All right, I'm gonna pause it. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. This is my answer to this. Is what I was specifically struck with for Reeves' content was because of the what's the word I'm looking for? The word said in a video. Um, I can't think of the word. But there's a script, so they run. So the YouTube algorithm runs every word said in a video, and they match it against the exact same video said, all across their platform. So that's what I was struck by. Now, there's a lot of people that do the putting text over the video, and it works. The biggest channel that does it is Old Squishy Gardener. He's never showed his face on a video, and he's never talked on a video, to what I know. I don't know, because I've watched a lot of his videos. I don't watch every single one though, but he does text overlay, and that's it. And he's got a check mark, and he still has ads on his videos. So I'm guessing that works. It's just not my style. So I think I answered a few questions with that. I'm not exactly sure how that works though. The transcript, that was the word I'm looking for. My transcript was the exact same as other YouTube channels. That's what they specifically cited me for. So we can answer that. Also, I did miss a super chat. Lisa, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Grumpy's wife. Yep. We know who you're talking about. Thank you so much, Lisa. I very much appreciate the super chat. All right. I think I answered 2 questions at one time. All right. Let's finish up watching Q.
we're done here today, it will come off of our YouTube channel.
I do.
Do you understand?
Yes, yes, Your Honor, I do understand both of those. I
Okay,
have one
then we're
question,
going. Yes.
if that's okay, Your Honor. I believe you said that I have a warrant. What exactly does that entail?
We're going to go over that in just a minute, okay? So before we do that, I'm going to advise you of your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, the court will refer you to the local appointing authority for them to make investigation as to representation. You also have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days of today. You have the right to a preliminary examination within 21 days, and you have the right to a trial. Do you understand your rights as I've explained them to you?
I understand. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, stop. I'm going to ask you to stop muting and unmuting.
Okay.
Okay, just leave it like it is. Thank you. All right, so those are your rights. I will have Mr. Balbasi represent you today, and then I have signed the order referring you to the local appointing authority. They'll be in touch with you, and then they'll handle representation going forward. With that, we will proceed with appearances by counsel. We will start with the people.
Good morning, Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good morning again.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Qasim Bilbasi on behalf of Nishan Eggleston, who was present by Zoom. Mr. Eggleston, could you please go ahead and state your full name for the record once again?
Nishan Robert Eggleston.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, we would request a formal reading of the charges because I had not been able to read those to my client.
Certainly. All right, Mr. Eggleston, these are the charges against you. The complaint, that's the document that contains those charges. That complaint alleges that on or about October 28th of 2023, it's alleged that you were in the city of Ann Arbor, at 923 South 7th Street, apartment 3. The first charge alleges that you did assault, batter, wound, resist, or endanger Matthew Rose and/or Christopher Choi, police officers with the Ann Arbor Police Department that you knew or had reason to know were performing their duties. That's a felony. It has a maximum penalty, 2 years in prison and/or $2,000. Count 2 alleges that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Whitney Francis, an individual with whom you have or have had a dating relationship. That is a misdemeanor charge. Because you have a prior conviction, it has a maximum penalty of 1 year in jail and/or $1,000. The third and final count alleges that you did make an assault or an assault and battery upon Nicole Parrish. That's again a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty 93 days in jail and/or $500. Do you understand the charges against you?
I understand, Your Honor.
And do you understand the maximum penalties for those charges?
Yes, I understand.
Very good. Well, if you stand mute today, that means you're going to remain silent as to the charges. I will enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. I will schedule you for your next court date. That is going to be a probable cause conference. That will be in front of Judge Simpson through the 14A1 District Court on November 9th at 9 a.m. or as soon thereafter as your case can be called. And again, that's by Zoom. We will send you a notice to appear and you will receive additional information from the Public Defender's Office. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, very good. So the last thing we need to address in this matter is bond. And there are 2 parts to bond. Bond conditions, those are things the court tells you you can and cannot do. If you violate a bond condition, you are subject to immediate arrest. The other side of bond is whether you can be released today on your own or whether you'd have to post a bond in order to be released. Before I make any decisions regarding bond or bond conditions, I did hear testimony regarding what allegedly took place on the day in question. I do have a risk assessment done by our Community Corrections Department. I have a written bond request from law enforcement and the prosecutor. I also had a chance to review the complaint. I will hear from your counsel and I will hear from the people as well. I'll go through your bond conditions with you and you will get them in writing when we are done as well. So we'll start with the people.
Yes, Your Honor, the concerns of the
All right, before we get into the people, I am back. This video only has maybe about 10 minutes left. So if anyone has any questions, ask them now, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. But I will let this video play out, and I will pause it and answer all the questions I can when it's up. But yeah, like I said, this isn't terribly exciting. I was just really excited that Q came back. So we're watching Q work. That's what we're doing right now.
people in this case relate to contact with both the domestic violence victim as well as the assault victim, and no consumption of alcohol or illegal drugs, no possession of firearm, ammunition, or dangerous weapons while out on bond. This is an incident that appears to the people to have been largely fueled by the consumption of alcohol and the defendant's complete non-compliance with the requests of law enforcement upon being contacted by them. Those would be the concerns of the people. If the court wanted to consider an alcohol tether, that may be appropriate. Unfortunately, I don't have any information about the defendant's BAC at the time of this event, but it appears from my review of the videos that he was very intoxicated.
Thank you, Ms. Lundy.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, my client would be requesting a PR bond. He has no issue with a no contact order or any no go to that the court would put in place. Your Honor, my client does want the court to know that this is an isolated incident. My client is a writer and an artist. She's currently writing a few books and collaborating with some other artists. He's taking music classes. He's a lifelong resident of Michigan. So we don't believe he's a flight risk, and we believe the no contact and no go to orders would be enough to satisfy that he wouldn't be a further danger to the community at large either.
Your Honor, can I respond just very briefly?
Certainly.
The only thing I'll say is that because he does have the prior for domestic violence, I would disagree about this being an isolated incident, but I will note that it does appear that conviction is from 2021.
Thank you. Do you know Mr. Eggleston? Did they give you a PBT last night? Did you have to do a breathalyzer?
I believe they did. Yes, Your Honor.
Did they show you the results?
No, they just gave me the test.
Okay. Do you remember how much you drank yesterday?
No, a lot. Maybe. I don't know. I'm really not sure.
You don't have to go into it more than that.
I'd have to say, I don't know, I started midday. And I certainly didn't have more than one bottle. I don't think I even had half of one. I think probably, I have my limits, so I probably must have been past about 4 by the time of like 6 o'clock already. So I was, but that's
So the
not.
answer is you don't know how much you drank yesterday.
No, but generally I do keep a good idea and I do keep like note and I have my limits. It's just that yesterday it was much more crass than it should have been, I suppose.
All right, so I'm going to set bond conditions for you. It's important that you understand the bond conditions and stay in compliance with the bond conditions. Failure to do so is going to result in a warrant for your arrest. So it's important that you understand. Is it your intention to go back to Mount Pleasant upon your release from jail?
Yep, that is where I live.
Okay, and do you and I'm going to ask you a yes or no question.
Okay.
Do you and Ms. Francis live together in Mount Pleasant?
No.
Okay.
No.
So this is what the court's going to do. I'm going to release you on your own personal recognizance. I'm going to set a backup cash bond of $7,500. So if you fail to come to court when you are supposed to, or if you violate any of your bond conditions, that's the minimum bond that you are going to face. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor.
All right. And your bond conditions will be as follows. These are not in the order of importance, just in the order listed on the form I'm going to read from. You're going to have standard supervision with our community corrections department. That is going to include drug and alcohol testing. When you go there, they're across the parking lot from where you're located now. They're closed on the weekend, so you'll have to go see them tomorrow morning.
Wait, I have to come here all the way here to do testing every week?
That's not what I said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to relay it. I apologize. I didn't hear you specifically, Your Honor. What was it?
Okay. So let me finish what I'm telling you, and then you can ask questions if you have them, okay? So you're going to have to test with our community corrections. That will begin tomorrow. They're closed on the weekends. So you will have to go to them tomorrow. You have to get there by 4 p.m. If you want to stay here and go tomorrow, or if you want to go home and come back, that is up to you, whatever you choose to do, but you have to get there before the end of the day tomorrow. You have to bring photo ID and $12. And then you will have standard supervision. The testing will likely be every other week. Now, when you're there, you can ask them if you can transfer that testing up to Mount Pleasant. They would likely have a sister agency in that county. So you're welcome to discuss that with them, but you have to start there. And until you get permission to go to testing in Mount Pleasant, it has to be here in Washtenaw County. Do you understand?
I understand, Your Honor, that it has to be here until I can have it transferred to Mount Pleasant. PBT.
And do you have a photo ID?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. It should be in my wallet.
All right, continuing. You are not to use, purchase, or possess any alcohol, illegal drugs, or marijuana. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not allowed to leave the state without prior permission of the court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to purchase or possess any firearms, ammunition, or dangerous weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you own any firearms?
Nope.
You're not to assault, terrorize, frighten, intimidate, threaten, harass, molest, or stalk anyone. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah, I understand, Your Honor.
You're to have no contact with Whitney Francis, or Nicole Parrish. When I say no contact, no direct or indirect contact with the above named individuals, in person or through others. No telephone, email, texting, internet, social media, Skype, Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook, Discord, Slack, Insta, any other thing that I don't know about in communication devices. You're not going to do that. And you can't direct other people to be in touch with either of them on your behalf. Do you understand?
I understand.
You are not to go to the home, any place of employment, any place of education, or any house of worship that either of those individuals attend, whether they are present or not. Do you understand?
I understand.
You're not to violate any criminal law. You're required to appear for any and all court hearings and other places as directed by the court. All of your conditions, they will exist whether you're in custody or out of custody, and they will remain in full force and effect until changed by the court. Do you understand?
I understand.
What questions, if any, do you have for me at this time?
I don't believe I have any questions for you at this time, Your Honor. I appreciate everything. Thank you for being so forthright.
Anything further from the people?
No, Your Honor.
And Mr. Balbasi, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
All right, so Mr. Eggleston, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get all of your paperwork situated here, and then we're gonna send it over to the jail. They're gonna get you a copy of all that paperwork. That'll include your notice to appear. You're gonna receive additional information from Mr. Balbasi's office, and I believe that's gonna come to you by email. If there's any change to your contact information, you're required to notify the court, and you're absolutely gonna wanna let the public defender's office know. If they lose track of you because you've changed any of that information, you know the risk that you'll end up with a warrant for your arrest. So you wanna make sure you.
Would you repeat that, please, for me, Your Honor? What
Sure.
was an arrest?
If you don't come to court, you're gonna end up with a warrant.
Okay.
And the most common reason people don't come to court is they change their email or their address or their telephone number, and they don't tell anyone.
Okay.
And so then the public defender's sending you your information, and you don't know it's coming because you have a new email address. So make sure any changes, you're required to notify the court, and you'll want to let the public defender know. With that, you can stand up and go to the door, and we'll get your paperwork to you shortly.
Thank you, Your Honor. Bless you.
Thank you.
All right. That's all I got. That's all I got. I didn't see any questions come in. Rachel, Detective Rachel. Titles are important. I did see your Discord message and I responded. So, yeah. But you need to go to sleep because, well, no, tomorrow's a holiday. You don't have to sit in Judge King's courtroom all day tomorrow. Anyways, last time to ask a question. I will sit here for a couple minutes. Colin, do you know how much we love you? Lisa, thank you so much. Lisa, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do feel the love. I feel the love every time I'm on here. I do. I don't like showing my face all that much because I haven't shaved in a while. My hair is absolutely out of control. And my little backstop that I made over in the corner that's over there, I get really bad reception. That's why I don't show my face all that often. Because I don't like sitting on my couch live streaming. Yes, my eyes are brown. My eyes are very much brown. My eyes are about as dark as my hair is. Literally, they're about the same. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Not black. It's really, really dark brown. Any questions? Any questions before I say goodnight? Thank you, Jody. All right, Mama Jamma. I'm gonna have to take your word for it. I've never been to Alaska. I want to go. Um, anybody else? Anybody else? Detective Rachel, good night. Normal people have brown eyes. Yeah. Yeah. Debbie, we're on the same page. It's a normal part, right? Bloodshot is not a color. That's, you need to get that. You probably should go see an eye doctor. Mimi, have a good night. Mimi's the biggest legend on the channel. Mimi, you have a good night. All right. Who was that just said about the Clippers? That's Patrick. Yeah. Patrick, I'll take your Clippers. I'll cut my own hair. I've actually thought about it with I almost took a pair of scissors and did it myself. I need it bad. This is my about the only time my hair's ever been longer than this was during COVID. My hair I'm generally very clean cut. Just look at my my intro. That's generally what I look like. Yeah. It's been fun. I am trying to ignore the haters. But see, the thing is, the haters are so much fun to respond to because they never respond back. They spend the time to write you out multiple paragraphs and then they never respond back. So I'm disappointed. If you're going to actually hate on my channel and then I spend the time to respond to you, respond back. Be a real hater. If you're going to be a real hater, let's have some dialogue back and forth. But they never respond back. When I call them out, it's generally like, oh, no, I'm scared. He saw my message. I'm gonna stop. Yeah, Miss Fields. Hey, Miss Fields, we need to do. Let's do it. Let's tag up sometime soon. Let's tag up sometime soon. Open invitation. Let's do it. But yeah, it's funny. Haters are like they hate it and quit it, right? They'll send you a really bad message and think they're like, oh, that was so funny, and then I respond and then they're scared. All right. I see no questions. Like I said, big in channel, love your content. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying to get better. I'm always gonna rep Cincinnati though. Who day? If you live in Texas right now, I'm sorry what the Bengals are about to do to your team. I'm sorry. But I was raised in Ohio, graduated from the University of Cincinnati, and I am the biggest Bengals fan on the planet. So sorry. If anyone's a Houston Texans fan, I apologize. What is I didn't fix that. I can't believe I didn't fix that. This is my hair. All right. So I think it's a good night. I think it's time to say good night. All right, it's time to say good night to everybody. You asked twice. What did you ask twice about? What did I miss? Lisa, the Eagles haven't played the Bengals. The Eagles have not played the Bengals. All right. Donna, I'm looking. What did I miss? You asked twice. I'm scrolling back. Have you been to Oregon? Is that the question? I've never been to Oregon. I have an uncle that lives there. Actually, I've got multiple people in my family that live there. And I actually have, if you give me like 2 minutes, I can go pull out an Oregon hoodie because that's what they give us every year for Christmas. But I've never been to the state of Oregon, but I have family that live there. if that was your question. But I've never been there. I've been to California. That's the farthest west I've been. But I've never been north of. Let's see, the farthest north on the West Coast I've been is probably Napa Valley. Yeah, Napa Valley would be the north. The farthest north. The farthest north I've been on the West Coast is Napa Valley. Been in Napa Valley. I spent some time in San Jose and San Francisco. We went up to Napa for a weekend. That's the farthest north I've been on the West Coast. All right. Miss Fields, I don't know if you see this, but I think I just might have created something I don't know if I have control over. But yeah, reach out to me. We'll do it. All right. But I'm gonna end this stream. Does anyone else have any questions? I am a little bit behind, so if anyone has a question, I'll wait like another minute. Let's see what we got. Smallmouth frog, I thought. I must have missed something with that one. Now we're talking about tasers? What did I miss? Why are we talking about tasers? What did I miss in the chat that we're talking about tasers? Yeah. Here's the thing. Okay, this is if I don't see any other questions, but before I answer this, sorry, I've got something in my mouth. If I don't see any other questions before I answer this, the reason why I started the channel, I was watching court all day because I work from home. I'm a programmer. I work from home, and so I always had court playing in my headphones. So when I heard anything interesting, I'd go and just start recording it, and I would send it to either Irish Demon or Law Talk with Mike. That's what I did, and what I would do is I would upload them to my YouTube channel as unlisted, and just send them the link. Did that for about a year and a half. After, I don't know, I had like 50 videos. It had to be close to 50 videos that weren't used. Because whenever they used one of my videos, didn't matter who it was. If it was Mike, if it was Demon, I would delete the video. But I had 50 videos. What blew up overnight was the fact that I started my channel, I made all my videos public on June 28th. The week right before 4th of July. In YouTube, when you upload that, or when you make that many videos public at once, they don't make all the videos public at once. So for days, I would get notifications like, "Oh, Colin Definitely Not Cromwell posted a video." Yeah, I actually posted that a week ago. July 3rd and July 4th, I had 100,000 views on just random videos because court wasn't open. So the best days to post court content are holidays. That's what got me all my, because you have to hit so many, you have to have 500 subscribers, I think 10,000 watch hours. I think there's another milestone you have to hit before you can monetize. I hit every single one of those on 4th of July weekend, a week after I turned all my videos public. So for all the court creators, Miss Fields, if you're still out there, when court is closed, that's when you put out videos. Best time to put out videos when court is closed, because People want their court fix. All right. I don't see any more questions. Scrolling up. Don't see any more questions. That means I'm saying goodnight. It's been a long day. Kind of a little emotional. Whatever. But thanks to everyone that came by. Miss Fields, if you don't reach out to me soon, I'm gonna find a new best friend. I mean, I think Debbie Baker wants to create a YouTube channel. She's gonna be my new best friend if you don't reach out to me. Just saying. Mikey, thank you. I didn't know you were still here, Mikey. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate the pep talk. That meant more to me than I could ever say in words. I very much appreciate it. All right. I guess until tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.